morning, students. This is Aravind, Assistant Professor, Department of EEE, DBSIT, Kavali. So, in the previous session, I discussed about some numerical problems on EMF method, and now I am going to discuss numerical problems on EMF and MMF methods. Okay, so let's go get into the problem. Number one in today's session. So, here a three-phase star-connected alternator is rated at 1600 kVA and 13,500 volts. So the armature effective resistance and synchronous reactance per phase are 1.5 ohm and 30 ohms respectively. Calculate the percentage of voltage regulation for a load of 1280 kilowatts at a power factor of, here they given three conditions. We have to calculate the regulation for a load of 1280 kilowatts at power factor of 0.8 lagging power factor and 0.8 leading power factor at unity power factor. Okay, this is the problem they given. So from this one, firstly we have to note down the given data. So in this one, in the problem, they given that it is a three-phase star-connected alternator. So that means here we have phases is 3, and it is a star-connected, and it is rated at 1600 kVA. So this 1600 kVA is a capacity of the star-connected alternator, and they given the line voltage, that is our supply voltage, is 13,500 volts, and they also given that the armature effective resistance, that is nothing but the armature resistance, it is given as 1.5 ohms, and they also given synchronous reactance, so that is Xs is equal to 30 ohms, and they given a load of 1280 kilowatts. This is the power they given, that is in kilowatts, that is 1280 kilowatts, and they given the power factors, that is cos phi is equal to 0.8 lagging and cos phi is equal to 0.8 leading and cos phi is equal to 1. Okay, that is the unity power factor. So based on these three power factor loads, we have to calculate the voltage regulation for a load of 1280 kilowatts. Okay. So first what we calculate means, so firstly I am taking the first condition, that is regulation at 0.8 lagging power factor. So here they given the line voltage, that is VL is equal to 13,500 volts, but it is a star connection. So in the star connection, the line voltage is equal to root 3 times of the V phase, root 3 into V phase. So from this one I am writing V phase is equal to VL by root 3. So V phase is equal to VL by root 3. So in the problem they given the line voltages, but we have to convert this line voltages into phase voltages. Why? Because it is three phase. That's why we have to calculate the phase voltages. That means from this equation, from this formula, I am writing V phase is equal to VL by root 3. So from this one, I am writing phase voltage V phase is equal to. So in the problem, they given that the line voltage, that is 13,500 volts divided by root 3. So by solving this one, we will get a value, that is 7,794.22 volts. And they are also given that for the load delivered for the three-phase load, that is a 1280 kilowatts. They already given. So at this load, we have to calculate the, that means we have to calculate the different voltage regulations at different power factors. So actually they given in the load in the three phase, that is 1280 kilowatts, and here also we have to calculate the load delivered per phase. So that means they given the load is 1280 kilowatts divided by, there are three phases, that means 1280 by 3. So the finally we have the value for the load delivered per phase, that is 426.67 kilowatts. So you know the formula, that is P is equal to root 3 VL IL cos phi. Okay, you know this formula for the three phase. So P is equal to root 3 VL IL into cos phi. Then the load current per phase corresponding to given load is, that is load current or armature current. Okay, so IA is equal to IL is equal to, so here I am taking the load delivered per phase divided by line voltage into cos phi. From that equation, that is P is equal to root 3 VL IL cos phi. From this one I am writing IL is equal to P by root 3 VL. So from this one I am writing the 426.67 into 10 cube, that is the load delivered per phase by phase voltage, that is 7794.22 into cos phi is 0.8. Okay, so after simplifying these values, we will get a Ia is equal to 68.46 amperes. Okay, so up to now we calculated the phase voltages and load delivered for phase and armature currents, and now I am going to calculate the resistance voltage drop. Why? Because why we are calculating this resistance voltage drop and synchronous reactance drop means, so for the EMF equation, the no load EMF is equal to root of V cos phi plus IARE whole square plus V sin phi plus IAXS whole square. Why I am taking here the plus means it is a lagging load. Okay, so if it is a leading load, that means the equation will be root of V cos phi plus IARA whole square plus V sin phi minus IAXS whole square. Okay, so here IARA is the resistance voltage drop and IAXS is the synchronous reactance drop. So firstly we will calculate these drops. Okay, so the resistance voltage drop is IARA. So already we calculated the armature current value, that is 68.46 into the armature resistance value is already given in the problem, that is 1.5 ohms. Substitute here, we have the resistance voltage drop that is equal to 102.69 volts. And next, coming to the synchronous reactance drop. So this is a IAXS. This will represent it with IAXS, and next that is equal to, so just now we calculated the armature current value, that is 68.46 into synchronous reactance value. This is also given in the problem, that is 30 ohms. Substitute here. Finally, we have the synchronous reactance drop is equal to 2053.8 volts. Okay, then we have to calculate the no load EMF, okay, of the three-phase alternator. Okay, that is E0 is equal to root of V cos phi plus IARA whole square plus V sin phi plus IAXS whole square. So in the problem, they given that the power factor is 0.8 leading and lagging. So in this case, I am taking the 0.8 lagging power factor. That's why I am taking cos phi is equal to 0.8. So from this one, I am writing phi is equal to cos inverse of 0.8. We get some degrees, and substitute that phi value into the sine functions, that is sine of that degree, that is equal, totally we have the sine phi value is 0.6. And now we determined all the values required to calculate the no load EMF at 0.8 power factor lagging. So that is E0 is equal to root of V cos phi plus IARA whole square plus V sin phi plus IAXS whole square. So in the V place, we have to substitute the phase voltage, that is 7794.22 into cos phi value is 0.8 plus here the IRA drop is also known, that is 102.69 volts whole square plus V means 7794.22, that is the phase voltage, into sin phi value is 0.6 plus IAXS value, just now we calculated the synchronous reactance drop, that is 2053.8 volts. So substitute here, and the values are 7794.22 into 0.8 plus 102.69 whole square plus 7794.22 into 0.6 plus 2053.8 whole square whole root. So after simplifying this one, we have 9244.91 volts as the no load EMF for the 0.8 power factor lagging. Okay, so this is the solution for the first case, and next we are moving to the second case, that is next we have to calculate the regulation. So this is the main thing, I just forgot that one, sorry. So if you want to calculate the regulation of a three-phase alternator, that is, you know the formula, that is the difference between no load EMF minus full load EMF by full load EMF or full load voltage, that is equal to, here just now we calculated the E0 value, that is 9244.91 minus full load voltage is, that is a phase voltage 7794.22 divided by full load voltage, that is 7794.22. After simplifying this one, we have 0.1861 as the regulation, and we will convert this regulation into percentage of voltage regulation, that is equal to, we will add to the answer, we will multiply the answer with the 100. So finally we have the 18.61% as the voltage regulation at 0.8 power factor lagging. And next we have to calculate the regulation at 0.8. Actually, this is a mistake, there is a mistake there. So just correct that one. So here the second case is regulation at 0.8 power factor leading, not lagging. So just a typing mistake. Okay, please correct that one. Okay, so that is a leading power factor, not lagging. So the no load EMF at leading power factor is E naught is equal to root of V cos phi plus IARA whole square plus V sin phi minus IA XS whole square. So all the values we already calculated, just substitute those values into this equation, this formula, we will get. So in the V place substitute 7794.22 into in cos phi place substitute 0.8. So here this is a leading power factor plus IRA drop, that is the reactance, armature reactance drop, that is 102.69, substitute here. So finally we have 7794.22 into 0.8 plus 102.69 whole square plus, so in the V place substitute 7794.22 into in sin phi place substitute 0.6 minus in the IA axis place, this is a reactance drop, synchronous reactance drop. So substitute the value, that is 2053.8 here. Finally we have 7794.22 into 0.6 minus 2053.8 whole square whole root. So after simplifying this one, we will get a no load EMF value at leading power factor, that is 6859.286 volts. 6859.286 volts. Next, we have to calculate the regulation at 0.8 leading power factor. You know the formula, that is regulation is equal to E naught minus V by VE. So here the no load EMF is the EMF of the 0.8 power factor leading condition, that is 6859.286 minus voltage value is full load voltage is 7794.22 divided by 7794.22. So finally we have the regulation value at 0.8 leading power factor, that is minus 0.12. So after calculating the regulation, we will convert this regulation value into percentage of voltage regulation, that is equal to minus 0.12 into 100, and finally we have minus 12% as the voltage regulation for a 0.8 leading power factor. Okay, next coming to the third case, that is regulation at unity power factor. So the no load EMF at unity power factor, here also some mistake is there. The no load EMF at unity power factor, not leading power factor. Okay, please correct this one also. So the formula to calculate the no load EMF at unity power factor is E naught is equal to root of V plus IARA whole square plus V plus IAXS whole square. Why we are not considering cos phi and sin phi means, so here the phi value is 1. Okay, here the cos phi value is 1. That is the unity power factor. That's why we are not considering any angle, that is cos phi or sin phi. So that's why the equation is written as E naught is equal to root of V plus IARA whole square plus V plus IAXS whole square. So from this, so you already know the V value and IARA drop and IAXS drop. Okay, please substitute those values into this formula. The V value is 7794.22 plus armature resistance drop, that is 102.69 whole square plus 7007 in the V plus substitute 7794.22 plus here the synchronous reactance drop is 2053.8. We already calculated this one, and finally we have the root of 7794.22 plus 102.69 whole square plus 7794.22 plus 2053.8 whole square, and finally we have the value after simplifying these things. We have the no load EMF at unity power factor is 12,623.18 volts. Okay, 12,623.18 volts, and at this condition, at this unity power factor, we have to calculate the regulation. So you know the formula, that is regulation is equal to E naught minus V by V. So here the E naught value is at unity power factor, that is 12,623.18 minus full load voltage is 7794.22 divided by 7794.22. So after simplifying this one, we have 0.62 as the voltage regulation at unity power factor. So we will convert this regulation into percentage of voltage regulation by multiplying the regulation value into 100 by 100. That is, we have 62% as the voltage regulation at unity power factor. Okay, this is the solution for the first problem. Okay, I hope you understand this problem. And next, moving to the second one, that is a three-phase 200 kVA, 1.1 kV, 50 Hz star connected alternator having an effective resistance of 0.62 ohms and give the following test results. So here I am taken a table. So it consists of field current in amperes and open circuit voltage in the line. Okay, next short circuit current in amperes. They given totally 6 values. Okay, that is IF and VOC and ISC values they given. So using MMF method, find the voltage regulation at 100 amperes at 0.8 power factor lagging and 0.8 power factor leading. So they given the data. By using this data, we have to calculate the EMF method. We have to calculate the voltage regulation by using MMF method at 0.8 power factor leading and lagging, both the cases. Okay, so from the problem we have to note down the first given data. So they given that phases is 3. It is a 3-phase star connected alternator. That's why I'm taking the phases is equal to 3, and the capacity of the alternator they already given 200 kVA, and the supply voltage they given 1.1 kV, and the frequency they already given, that is 50 Hz, and they also given the effective resistance, that is Ra is equal to 0.62 ohms, and they are also given the current, that is I is equal to 100 amperes. This is also treated as armature current, that is 100 amperes, and also they given the power factor, that is cos phi is equal to 0.8 lagging and leading. Okay, this is the data. By using this data, we have to calculate the voltage regulation of a 3-phase alternator, star connected alternator, by using the MMF method. Okay, they already given the tabular column. So in that one, they given the values of field current, open circuit voltage, and short circuit current values. By using this data, we have to draw the characteristic diagram for the MMF method. Okay, that means OCC and SCC. That means open circuit characteristics and short circuit characteristics we have to draw on the graph paper. Okay. Okay, coming to the solution. So I already discussed this one. The given that already line voltage that is equal to 1.1 kV, and the capacity of the alternator is given 200 kVA, and frequency 50 Hz, and armature resistance 0.62 ohm, and armature current 100 amperes. So from this one we will write, we am writing, that is they given the line voltage, but it is a 3-phase system. That's why we have to calculate the phase voltage. So for a star connected alternator, the VL is equal to root 3 into V phase. So from this one I am writing V phase is equal to VL by root 3. So in the problem they given that VL value is 1.1 kilovolts. So substitute here, that is 1.1 into 10 cube 10 power 3 divided by root 3. So after simplifying this one, we have the phase voltage, that is 635.085 volts. Similarly, in the tabular column, they already given that VOC values in the line, but we have to calculate these values for the phases per phase. We have to calculate the VOC value per phase. So they already given at 20 amperes, they given 692.82. At that time, the short circuit current is 0 amperes, and at 35 amperes of field current, the open circuit voltage at line, that is 1120. At that time, the short circuit current is 22 amperes, and at 50 amperes field current, the open circuit voltage is 1450 volts, and the short circuit current is 44 amperes, and at 80 amperes field current, the open circuit voltage is 1750 amp voltage, and short circuit current is 66 amperes. At 100 amperes of field current, the open circuit voltage is 1953 volts, and the short circuit current is 88 amperes. At 120 amperes field current, the open circuit voltage is 2180 volts, and the short circuit current is 110 amperes. So here they given the open circuit voltage in the line values, but we have to convert this line values of open circuit voltage into phase voltages by using the same formula, that is VL is equal to root 3 into V phase. So from this one I am writing VOC per phase at which current, that is field current is 20 amperes and short circuit current 0 amperes. At that time, the open circuit voltage per phase is VL by root 3. So at that ampere, at that current, they given the line voltage as 692.82 divided by root 3. So here I am converting the line voltage into phase voltage. So after simplifying this one, we have the 400 volts. We have the 400 volts for the first case, and coming to the second one, that is the second field current and second short circuit current values. At that time, the open circuit voltage for phase value is 1120 by root 3, that is equal to 646.63 volts. And coming to the third value, so at the field current and short circuit current value, the open circuit voltage per phase is VL by root 3, that is equal to, at that time the line voltage is 1450 divided by root 3, that is equal to 837.515 volts. And coming to the fourth case, VOC per phase is equal to VL by root 3. So at that case, the line voltage they already given, that is 750 by root 3, that is equal to 1010.36 volts. And coming to the next one, that is VOC per phase, that is equal to VL by root 3. So at that time they given the line voltage as 1953. So substitute the 1953 value here, that is 1953 by root 3. So finally we have the open circuit voltage per phase at that time is 1127.56 volts. And we have one more value, that is VOC per phase at VL by root 3, that is equal to last value, that is 2180 divided by root 3. So that is equal to 1258.62 volts. So after calculating these phase values from the tabular column, that is from the VOC line values and field current and short circuit current, next we have to take the same tabular column, but we will replace the open circuit voltage line values with the open circuit voltage phase values. Okay. So here I did a mistake. So these are not line values, these are the phase values. So VOC phase values these are. So at 20 amperes of field current, the voltage is 400 volts. That is the phase voltage. Okay. Next at 35 amperes, the line voltage is, the phase voltage is 646.63 volts. At 50 amperes, 837.15 volts. At 80 amperes, 1010.36 volts. At 100 amperes, 1127.56 volts. At 120 amperes, 1258.62 volts. So like this, we will replace the line voltages into phase voltages in this tabular column. Okay. And next, by using this data, we have to draw the characteristic diagram for the MMF method. Okay, so here the armature, the field current is vary between 20 to 120 and short circuit current is vary between 0 to 110, and the phase voltages vary between 400 volts to 1258.62. Okay, so by using this data, we have to draw the open circuit characteristics and short circuit characteristics by using the graph paper. So here I am taking a graph paper. So here on the x-axis I am taken field current, and on the y-axis I am taking two parameters. One is short circuit current and another one is open circuit voltage. Okay, open circuit voltage. So here the field current is it varies between 0 to 140. So it varies between 0 to 120, but I am taking the 140 value. Okay, so here up to I am taking the 140, and next I am taking it, the scale is on the x-axis, the field current is equal to 10 amperes, that is 0 to 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80, 90, 100, 110, 120 and 130. Like that I will frame the values in the graph paper, and that is on to the x-axis. And next I am moving to the y-axis. So at this time I am taking the two parameters, that is short circuit current and open circuit voltage. So but x-axis is the IF. So in the OCC characteristics, if you want to draw the OCC curve by using the data, the curve is drawn between open circuit voltage versus field current. And if you want to draw the short circuit curve from the given data, we have to take the short circuit current versus field current. Okay, that's why I am taking two parameters on the y-axis. Firstly, I am taking the open circuit voltage, that to the phase values. Actually, the phase values from the calculated data, it varies between 400 to 1258.62. So here I am taking the scale from 0 to 1500. So here the scale is VOC is equal to 100 volts, that is 0, 100, 200, 300, 400, 500, 600, 700, 800, 900, 1000, 1100, 1200, 1300, 1400, and so on. Like that, we will take the values on the y-axis. And next, coming to the short circuit current, here the value also varies between 0 to 110. That's why I am taking the scale as ISC is equal to 10 amperes, that is 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80, 90, 100, 110, 120, and 130. Like that, we are taking the ISC values in the graph paper. So after mention the values, that means scale in the graph paper, by using the data we have to draw the OCC and SCC curve. So firstly I will draw the OCC curve. Okay, so here I will draw the OCC curve between open circuit voltage and field current. So by using the table I will draw the OCC curve. So firstly I am taking at 20 amperes, field current, the line voltage is, the phase voltage is 400 volts. Okay, at 20. So here, not 0, it is at 20. The value is 400. The value is 400. Next, the value is 400. That is the first point. And next value is 35. At 35 amperes, the phase voltage is 646.63. So at 40 amperes, the value is 626.63. 646.63. So mark here. Okay, and next the coming to the third value. So here the third value is 50 amperes. At the 50 amperes of field current value, the open circuit phase value is 837.15. So at 50 amperes, 837 point, at 50 amperes the value is 837.15 ampere voltage. And next at 80 amperes, the value is, the open circuit voltage value is 1010.36. So at 80 amperes the value is 1010.36. So this one. Okay. Next, at 100 amperes the value is 1127. At 100 amperes the value is 1127. Mark here. And next, at 120 value, the VOC value is about 1258.62. So at 120 amperes, the value is 1262. So this is the OCC curve. So combine those points, we will have a curve. Okay, that is the OCC curve. And coming to the short circuit characteristics, so here the short circuit curve is drawn between short circuit current versus field current. So here I am taking both the current values. So here they given that field current 20 amperes, the short circuit current is 0. Okay, at 20 the short circuit current is 0. That's why I marked at the 20 amperes. Okay, next, at 35 amperes the short circuit current is 22 amperes. So at 35 amperes the short circuit current is how much? So that is 22. So mark here. Okay, 22. And next, at the third, so that is the 50 amperes. At the 50 amperes of field current, the short circuit current is 44 amperes. At 50 we have 44 amperes. And next, at 80 we have 66. At 80 we have 66. At 80 amperes the value is 66. Okay, and next, at 100 we have the short circuit current 88. At 100 amperes the current value is 88. The short circuit current is 88. And at current 120, field current at 120, the short circuit current is 110. So at 120 amperes the short circuit current is 110. So combine these points, we will have a curve. So that will name as short circuit characteristics curve, SCC. Okay. So after completing the curves, coming to the graph. So here I am taking the so in the problem they already given that the RA value, in the problem they already given that the armature resistance value is given, then F naught is the field current to obtain the voltage. So we have to know the field current value, that is F naught. That's why we are using the formula, that is voltage is equal to V plus IRA cos phi. By using this voltage, we have to find out the F naught value. Okay, this F naught value is the field current at the OCC curve. Okay, from the OCC we have to find out the F naught from the OCC curve. That is from the graph we have to calculate the F naught value. So here the voltage to calculate the voltage is the formula is V plus IARA cos phi. So that is equal to, from the problem they already given the line voltage. From that one I am taking the phase voltage, that is 635.085 plus IA value they already given, that is 100 amperes, into RA value they already given, that is 0.62 into cos phi, that is the power factor they already given, that is 0.8, and finally we have the 684.68 volts. So by using the graph, mark the 684.68 volts. Okay, draw the horizontal line, draw the horizontal dot line at 684.68 volts. Okay, 684.68 volts means it is approximately equal to 700 volts. So draw the horizontal line from the OCC curve to the VOC, that is the open circuit voltage line. We have to draw the horizontal dotted line. So it connects at one point. Okay, it connects at one point, and draw the straight line, draw the horizontal line, vertical line onto the field current, values. So the mark is touches at the value of 38 amperes. The 684.68 volts is touched the mark of field current at 38 amperes. So we will treat as the 38 amperes as the F naught value. So that is from the graph. So from the open circuit characteristic curve, F naught is the field current to obtain 684.68 volts. But from the graph, the 684.68 volts is touches at F naught at 38 amperes value. So please note down that F naught value here, that is F naught is equal to 38 amperes. And similarly, we have to calculate the FAR, that is the FAR is the field current required to circulate. IA is equal to 100 amperes. So FAR is the field current required to circulate armature current. So previously we calculated the F naught value that is used to obtain the voltage value, and here I am taking the FAR, that is the field current required to circulate the armature current on short circuit. Hence from short circuit test, so here also we have to take the FAR, that is, so here mark the ISC value at 100 amperes. Okay, so already we taken the values on the graph, that is the 100 amperes. So at the 100 amperes we have to draw the horizontal line to the short circuit curve, short circuit characteristic curve. Draw a horizontal line from the 100 amperes. So it touches at one point at the SCC curve, and draw the vertical line from the SCC curve to the field current. It touches at the 110 amperes. It touches at some value at the field current, that is at the 110 amperes, and note down the FAR value as 110 amperes. Okay, 110 amperes. So that is from the graph. Okay, next coming to the first case. So at 0.8 power factor, we have to calculate the resultant field current value, that is FR, resultant field, that is FR. So that is equal to, we know the formula, that is root of F naught plus FAR into sin phi whole square plus FAR cos phi whole square. So you know the values of F naught, FAR, sin phi and cos phi values. So please substitute those values into this equation, this formula. The F naught value is 38 plus FAR value is 100 into sin phi value is 0.6. Why? Because they already given the cos phi value is 0.8. By simplifying that one, we have the phi value, and substitute that phi value into the sin function. We have sin phi is equal to 0.6. So that's why I'm taking the 0.6 as the sin phi value, plus, and FAR value is 110 into 0.8. Finally, we have the root of 38, that is F naught value, plus 110, that is FAR value, into sin phi, that is 0.6 whole square, plus FAR is the 110 into 0.8 whole square. And finally, by simplifying this one, we have the resultant field current, that is 136.23 amperes, and from the graph E naught is equal to 1310 volts from the graph. So coming to the graph here, it will have the 1310 volts. That is, so that is the maximum value we have. That is the at 130 at 1300 volts. At 1300 volts, the maximum value is the 1300 volts. So mark the 1300 volts on the OCC curve. We have the FR value, that is just now we calculate the FR value, that is 136.23 amperes. So from the 136.23 amperes, draw a vertical line. It touches to the OCC curve, and from that one we have to draw the horizontal line to the VOC values from in the graph. So the from the SCC, from the OCC curve, I am drawing a horizontal line to the VOC values. It touches at E naught is equal to 1310 volts. At 1310 volts, the value is touches. So that's why I am taking the E naught value at open circuit capacity, that is 1310 volts. So from the graph, that's why I am taking this value from the graph. Okay. After that, we have to calculate the percentage of voltage regulation at 0.8 power factor lagging. So you know the formula to calculate the voltage regulation, that is E naught minus V by V into 100. So here E naught value is 1310 volts minus full load voltage, that is 635.085. Already they given in the problem the line voltage. By simplifying the value, we get the phase value, that is 635.085 divided by 635.085. Finally, we have the voltage regulation at lagging power factor is 106.27%. Actually, this is the higher value, but practically we don't get this value, 106.27. Okay. Next, we have to calculate the same values, percentage of voltage regulation for 0.8 power factor leading. So for that one, I am taking the same formula, but here the change is in the lagging power factor, we have the formula, that is FR is equal to root of F naught minus FAR, F naught plus FAR sin phi whole square plus FAR cos phi, that is for the 0.8 power factor lagging. So, but here I am taking the leading power factor, that's why FR is equal to the equation, the formula is FR is equal to root of F naught minus FAR sin phi whole square plus FAR cos phi whole square. So here we already know the F naught and FAR and sin phi and cos phi values. Substitute here, we have the values, that is root of 38 minus 110 into 0.6 whole square plus 110 into 0.8 whole square, and finally we have the resultant value, that is 92.34 amperes. Same, take the graph paper and take the field current values, mark the 92.34 amperes in the field current value, field current values in the graph, and draw the horizontal line, vertical line onto the OCC curve. Okay, onto the OCC curve, sorry, SCC curve. So at that time we have to take the OCC SCC curve. Okay, so here the value touches at the 1080 volts, the 92.34 amperes line, vertically and horizontally touches to the 1080 volts on the VOC value, So here, so the line is drawn like this. So at SCC, we drawn a line. So it touches at E naught is equal to 1380 volts, 1080 volts. So please mention that value at 0.8. So it is also drawn to the OCC curve, not SCC curve. This is also drawn. So at 98.8, we have to mark the point. At 92.34 amperes, we have to mark the point in the field current values in the graph. So I marked here. So it clearly mentioned at the vertical line, at the vertical dotted line on the 92.34 amperes, it is mentioned that power factor is equal to 0.8 leading. So draw the vertical line. It touches at one point at the OCC curve, and draw the from that point we have to draw the horizontal line onto the VOC line. So it touches at 1080 volts. So please take that 1080 volts as a no load EMF at 0.8 power factor leading. Okay. So here I am taking the field current, the resultant field current, that is 92.34 amperes, and from the graph we are noting the E naught value is 1080 volts, and by using this value we have to calculate the percentage of voltage regulation. So that is equal to E naught minus V by V into 100. So we know the value of E naught in the graph, from the graph, that is 1080 minus voltage is 635.085, that is from the data, divided by 635.085, and finally we have the 70.05% as the voltage regulation at 0.8 power factor leading. Okay, this is the way to solve the problems in the MMF and EMF methods from the problems. Okay, thank you for watching this video. Please subscribe to DBase Talks. Okay, thank you. In the next class, I am going to start the third chapter of the electrical machines 3. Okay.